Hello everybody, happy Friday. It is day 2 of the high school bowling season. Hopefully those that started our season off last night had fun. A lot of important information in this strike zone for the new head coach or a new bowling program. So let's dive right in. I have links to the USBC bowling rules and to this year's bowling manual at the top of the strike zone. Obviously by now, if you're a new head coach, hopefully by now you've read that bowling manual front to back. A reminder, if you are buying new bowling uniforms, for next year we are going to require numbers to be on the back of those uniforms. So just take note of that. It's in the manual, but I throw it out there just to keep everybody in the loop. I also included our information from last strike zone on outside participation. We've now entered the season. We've had practices. We're now into contests. Your kids, your participants should not be bowling in those leagues, those outside leagues. They shouldn't be participating as a pacer bowler in a Saturday league that's not high school sanctioned. They shouldn't be practicing with an outside club team. Just make sure, again, you educate your kids, educate your parents. For those of you that are new to high school bowling this year, and a refresher for the returning coaches, in your duels and during the regular season, and we're talking non-tournament right now, a reminder that we use the 21-point system, and essentially you're getting 8 points or 8 points per game are at stake, 5 for the individual, 3 for team, 16 points total for those first 2 traditional games, and then 5 points for the Baker matches at the end, those best of 3 matches. So again, there's 21 points at stake. In your strike zone, I included the diagram that's on the screen. It's also posted in the manual. Make sure you view that. Below that, you'll see I've got the link to the template that you can utilize. It's made in Excel that you can utilize during your regular season dual matches that will add up the numbers and points accordingly. But just make sure, coaches, you're in tune with those scores and how they accumulate. And then also make sure you do the next thing in our strike zone, and that is report results. Let's talk about that briefly. Any dual match during the regular season, coaches or ADs through the NSAA login can submit results. We were really good last night. I think we only had a couple missing scores after one night. But you're going to see scores like 11 to 10, 13 to 8, because again, it adds up to that 21-point threshold. For tournaments, which we don't have any this first week, for those of you hosting the tournament next week, trust me, I'll get in touch with you already early coming up here on Monday. But during tournaments, only the host AD or any coach from that host can add the games and put in the results of that tournament. And if you're a tournament host, our office will communicate with you 5 days in advance on that Monday preceding your tournament, and we will ask you for the format, because you got to follow that format out of the manual, and then we will circle around to you after the tournament to make sure we got all the correct results. For ADs, when you're entering results of these dual matches, you're going to find the link titled Wildcard Enter Scores for the season in your Boys or Girls Bowling Activity Select button. That'll look pretty familiar for you because you've probably done this for some other activities if you're an experienced AD. And then coaches, you're going to find a link titled Enter Bowling Scores for this season. That's under a score entry tab on your login. So again, make sure we're getting those results in right away. I'll really crack down on it early in the year to make sure we're getting a pattern and understanding how to do it. That's all I got for this week. I want to end it with, if you've got any questions, not just this weekend, but throughout the whole tournament, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I'm glad to help. With that, have a great weekend, everybody.